All right, we're back with more Smosh. We are continuing Smosh Summer Games Returns reaction. Let's get back into it. We're starting off right where we left off.
Who would be the most likely to have a rolling backpack?
I
A
love this
rolling
question so
backpack?
deeply, but it's not just a rolling backpack. It has to be a
Rolling backpacks weren't a thing whenever I was in school. I'm guessing they mean a backpack that's like the luggage we have now with the little wheels on it, and you pull the little, and you can pull it behind you. Yeah, I think I recall that being a thing. I was a substitute teacher for like not even a year. I do recall, I think, seeing some of those like little luggage roller things on backpacks. It seems to me like it would just be a lot of bulk and a lot of weight, just a lot of extra weight. When you can just take some of that weight out, all that metal, all those wheels and all that hardware, and just put it on your back. So maybe that's kind of where they're coming from. Like, who would be the dork that would do that? So I'm guessing that's what they're talking about. I think I have seen something like that before.
it has to be a little stuffed animal hooked, chained onto the back.
Oof.
And maybe a trench coat? I don't know.
Well, that
Oh,
changes.
a
What
trench
are
coat is Spencer.
That's very different.
You're right.
Trench coat is.
2005. Spencer
Okay,
was at least hoping he
just
was
a
wearing
rolling suitcase, that's it?
I could
We're
see
not doing
Damien
rolling
wearing a
backpack?
trench
We're
coat. I
not
don't know
gonna-
Damien,
we
but I
can
could see
go
him
more.
being a
other
trench
things,
coat
but
guy.
rolling backpack.
I would say honestly.
This
I
is
would
really
say
hard.
Courtney.
I'm going to say no. I think it's a Rasha.
Arasha.
I think a Rasha rolling backpack.
Well, Arasha would have a bunch of files. She'd have like the accordion file thing, and she's like,
I think Arasha is like a very high achiever, but like didn't put in that effort of like everything has to be organized. I think she's sort of like I was kind of like in school in general. I kind of flew by the seat of my pants, but I was like, it worked out. That's great. I feel like Arasha is probably the same way.
That was me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I had a pseudo rolling backpack situation because I was in band, so I had my
Yeah, I was that way. I did pretty good in school, but I was not like everything in its right place and like super anal about everything. I was more like I didn't take notes. I barely did the homework, and I just kind of crammed the night before the test and was like, yeah, I got this. Or I would just pay attention in class and just be like, yeah, I get it. And then just take the test and be fine. It doesn't mean I was like super smart. It just means I was good at retaining information for a short amount of time. I was good at test taking. And then that information that I held on to went away forever. So I didn't learn a lot. I got good at school. I didn't get good at learning. I got good at school. So that was me.
saxophone that I had to bring
That's right.
back and forth to school.
"Who
Were you in band?
I played violin for a little bit, and then I got
That's
really
cool.
into theater.
You dodged the question. Are you in band?
No,
Okay.
I was in band.
I wasn't in band. I'm so sorry.
I was in chorus.
I was not in band. I was in
I
chorus.
did church choir.
Oh, is that where you also played violin?
Oh, I did church choir. Trust
Could
me, I
violin
sang to
and
the
church
Lord every
choir?
single week
Like
of my
Forrest Gump?
life. Pretty much, yeah.
Wow.
And I did all the Christmas specials.
Forrest
I was in that
Gump.
church for a long time, singing my heart out. And my
That's
mom was
actually
like,
really cool.
That is
my
cool.
daughter.
That is very
That's
cool.
actually really cool.
And I was like, hello, sing.
A lot of people's first like theater performance experiences come from church, like because I I
Yeah.
grew up in a
Yeah.
very religious area
Yeah.
and I would do community theater and people would be like, oh yeah, I did my church play and
Yeah.
I can't this time. I'm doing my church play.
Uh
Like,
huh.
yeah.
We did a lot of church stuff. But no, I was not in band.
Wow.
I learned a lot about music from church growing up because I went to a church that was a cappella. There were no musical instruments. It was a really weird thing. Apparently, instruments are the devil, or so they thought. But yeah, so I noticed that if I would go to a lot of other denominational churches, different denominations, everybody just sang the melody because the instruments would fill everything else in. But going to an a cappella church, I learned a lot about harmony because there would be tenors, there would be altos, there would be, sopranos, and there would be baritones and basses. And everybody kind of figured out where their vocal range was as kids. By the time we were in high school, we kind of learned how to sing our different parts. And so I learned a lot about harmony, which helped me, because I wasn't a music major or a music minor in high school, but I took a lot of music classes, sometimes as electives, also partly because of my major, which was recording industry production, which is like studio engineering, producing. And then I became a lighting guy. Funny how that happens. But yeah, so yeah, church, you can learn a lot. And I also, as a lighting guy, like I went to a very, very small church that didn't have a lot of money, but a lot of people who went to bigger churches, um, a lot of people who are like lighting designers and programmers, which I'm neither, in very big, working for really big bands and artists, started off doing lights in their churches. It is a huge percentage of people who started off just doing that for their church. The bigger churches that had big productions and had lights and all that kind of stuff. That is a very valid pathway into being a lighting, an LD as we call them, a lighting designer or a lighting director, programmers, that kind of thing. So yeah, you can get a lot out of church. Oh yeah, and you can get some other stuff too, like values, morals, ethics, and that kind of stuff.
But I did play piano and violin.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Do you think you're still good,
Nice.
Adam?
Violin, no, sir.
But piano, you think you could
I
bust
would
out
need
a
a
song?
refresher. I would need a. Yeah, this
Bust out-
song.
bust out-
Also, I was not in band. I play guitar. I've played guitar for 30 some odd years. I was pretty good there for a while. Played some session things, played on other people's recordings and stuff. It's just it's really hard to make a career out of it. And you have to really, really hustle. All the work is going into getting work. And then you get work and it pays nothing. and it's all very short lived. It's like just for a couple of days and then you're off hustling, trying to find other work. And I was like, I don't want to do that. So yeah, mostly guitar, little bass, little drums, little piano, but guitar.
both
Ding.
songs?
Yeah, just bust out some beef oven.
No.
I was never very good at alto sax. I did my best, but it's hard.
But knowing
Sax
you, Shane,
player.
I think you judge yourself very hard. I wouldn't be surprised if there was like a tape that reemerged where it was like, "Damn, Shane, you're really good," and you're like, "Yeah, I was okay." Like,
No.
I was responsible for some squeaks in some of our
Yeah.
concerts.
I
You
can
brought
picture
in a
you
bunch
being
of
like this.
mice.
We'd have those concerts that I'm not gonna lie. There was some concerts where we would do it in the auditorium and all our parents are there.
Of course.
And there were some songs where I was like, "Look, I've not nailed this. I'm gonna sit this one out and just pretend I'm playing."
okay.
You're
I
just
believe
saying
you
this.
now.
You're just
Kinda
going.
It'll be better if I don't participate.
Right.
Did your
It
dad
worked
and
for
mom
funny.
know?
sax solo.
No, you can't tell.
You sure about that?
I knew. I would say I knew it.
Were any of you in like marching band or jazz band or whatever band? And if you were you good? Or were you like Shane and you just kind of like, I'm not really good at this piece. I'm just going to like pretend I'm playing. I'd love to hear that because I'd never really heard of, people in band doing that, just pretending to play. I never really considered that as an option. That's really funny to me. So yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys. And if you weren't even in band, if you play any instruments, if you're into music, I love music. I'm a huge music buff. That's why I work in the industry I work in.
Can I tell a really funny story about band in elementary school?
Sure.
Yes.
They started the band program in elementary school. If you were in 5th grade, you could do it. I did not. But like most of the 5th graders were like, "Oh my God, band. Like, yeah, I want to do this." And so because they're in 5th grade and there's so many of them, they ended up putting on a performance and they could not coordinate like harmonies, melodies, anything. Every instrument played the same note of the song and very slowly.
No.
So when we like got brought in for an assembly, the entire thing was like pa, 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 and it was like 30 minutes, and I was like, and so I just never joined band because I saw that and I was like, I don't think I wanted to be a part of this at all.
I love young people trying to pull it together with music. There's nothing funnier than watching
was
that.
So
And having
funny.
the teacher be
Awful.
like, Come on,
Every
guys.
note was an orchestral hit, like the favorite
Yeah.
sound effect.
There is nothing funnier than like I know fifth grade's not like little kids, but like little kid like band performances or singing
Oh, those are
performances
rough.
hilarious.
They're so
nervous,
bad.
and they go up there and,
And
you're
it's
like,
so
"You
bad.
are
so
off key,
funny.
girl, but you look fantastic. Mom dressed you up. You look so good." Like
Yeah.
my niece is in like a full dance thing, and she has like bright red lipstick on, and she's like, and I'm like, "What's happening here?"
It's my favorite thing when there's videos of like kids when they see their parents and they get excited and then they have too much emotion. So they'll be like there, they'll just be like,
Yeah. And they lose all the steps.
they're just
They're
gone.
they're not built for that level of like any of the situation. Like, you shouldn't be performing.
They
There's
lose
too many
all
people.
the steps, and there's definitely one girl who like knows all the steps down to a T, and she's like, "Get it together."
Yeah. Oh, it's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
funny.
There's one kid who's got it.
Whenever I get to see like any footage from my nieces and nephew like in plays, especially when they were really young, it's the funniest shit on the planet.
so funny.
It is so funny.
In
They're
plays?
like, and they're like,
Oh,
"No,
yeah.
check it out, I'm the tree," and I'm like, "You're killing it."
Yeah,
You're killing it. You're
Best
not doing
tree
anything, but
ever.
2 hours later, I'm loving it. When's intermission?
you're such a good tree.
Me 3 glasses of wine.
Yeah,
in.
God,
Yeah,
this
you're doing
play.
great.
You are a savant.
Can you drive me home?
Can you drive me home, kid?
There is truly nothing more terrifying than like live theater.
Yeah.
It is the scariest shit.
Spider-Man.
See, I was in theater too. Also in drama. We had 4 years, freshman through senior year, and that's 9 through 12 if you're not American grade. 9 through 12th grade. And yeah, I took to it like a fish to water. I loved it, and I always got really big parts, and yeah, I loved it. You know, Shane said it was terrifying. It was not terrifying. I was just high as a kite on life when I was on stage, and I was in my element, and I loved it. And I often do wonder, like, if I would have done well, going into acting. I mean, I don't think I would have ever been like, a big Hollywood star, but, I think, maybe I could have done some acting of some sort, Metamucil commercials. I could have done something. But yeah, I loved it. I got to play Conrad Birdie in a senior play of Bye Bye Birdie, a musical. So I got to sing a lot too. So it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
All right, I think it's time we talk about the teams.
Yeah, like who is on your team?
Okay, so first off, there's the Hollywood Hot Dogs.
Okay, so we're getting into the teams now. Who's on what team? This isn't going to mean a lot to me because a lot of these people I have just barely even met. So, but yeah, let's see who's on what team. I mean, I know about roughly half, or have met at roughly half in other videos besides the vlog, where I met the other half for like 2 minutes each. So
Versus the downtown Dairy Cows. All right, rival high schools.
We love that.
Are Hollywood hot dogs the ones where like they're street vendors and you get out at an event and there's nothing that's ever smelled better in your life?
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah.
I want that hot
And then
dog.
the dairy cows are just the people with
And they're-
milk at the events, and it's been hot.
That's the
all
downtown
day.
fashion district, and they're like, "Do you want to buy fabric or milk?"
Well, love that. That's fancy.
These got to be the coolest
Is that a thing?
high school mascots I've ever seen. Nobody's looks this cool.
No.
They're always like the off-brand NFL logo.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah.
And 99% of them are also tied to like, you're like, "This is a warrior," and you look back and you're like, "What was it named 10 years ago?" And you're like,
Yeah.
"It's a warrior."
It's just a
Like,
warrior. It's always been just like a warrior.
This is
Okay, so on the Hollywood Hot Dogs, we've got me.
Ooh, okay, fun.
yeah. Let's talk team
Yeah,
comp.
Think
yeah.
that they'll do okay.
We got me. We got Trevor.
Damn.
Whoa.
We got Noah.
Whoa.
We
That's a
got
great
Keith.
picture.
Whoa.
We got Arasha.
Oh my god.
And we got Angela.
Damn.
You guys are in an
Okay, so I bet Shane's pretty athletic. I get that vibe from. He's definitely strong. I mean, look at those arms. That's crazy. Trevor seems like he's really tall, so he's probably really athletic. The others I really don't know. Angela seems pretty short, so that might be a disadvantage. Russia is just kind of middle of the road. I don't really know one way or another. The other two guys, I can't remember their names right now, but I have no idea. You know, I met them for 2 minutes in the vlog, so I have no idea one way or another.
That's a stacked team because so you would be. I think you're the tank. I think
The tank.
I'm the
no,
Reinhardt,
He is a tank.
I think-
and then
yeah,
you know,
like,
I
get
think like
behind me.
Keith is the you know,
He's support.
he's
Like
support.
he'll like rally you and
Yeah.
get you guys like a stat boost.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think Trevor could be DPS if he puts his mind to it.
yeah, Arash
Yeah.
is like a healer
Healer like tactician, yeah.
or liar.
liar.
I think Arash is going to be very competitive. I think she's going to be mined.
Before we talk about that team, let's go over to the other team.
Oh, yeah,
and list
okay.
that one out on the down.
That's funny that Amanda says that Russia is going to be mined. What? Because the other two guys, the ones I can't remember. I'm sorry, I'll get their names eventually. But I remember in the vlog they said Arasha's really smart. She's like one of the smartest ones, and I agree. I mean, just from what I've seen, Arasha is very smart, and she's very conniving too. So I could see her doing really well actually on that front. I forgot that they mentioned that this is also just as much a mental competition as it is a physical competition. So yeah, I could see Arasha doing well in that sense.
Town dairy cows. We have Chance,
Whoa.
Ian,
Wow.
Olivia,
Okay.
Spencer, and Tommy.
Whoa.
Okay, honestly, I don't really see a whole lot of athleticism in any of these people. Maybe Tommy. Tommy seems kind of tall, and you know he looks like he's got a good frame. You know, very strong. I could see them being mentally strong though, with the exclusion of Ian, who is, I mean, bless him, he's Ian. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't know why. I just feel like Ian is the guy you're supposed to kind of just you know completely just shit on for no good reason. I guess because he's the boss. You know, you're supposed to, and I think he's kind of playing the unpopular weird kid that nobody likes. So I'm kind of jumping on board with that. But I love Ian. None of what I'm saying there is truthful. I just don't see a lot of athleticism in Spencer. Again, I've just barely met him, but based on what he said, I feel like I don't think he spent a lot of time on the field or on the court as a kid. I feel like he spent a lot of time behind the computer. Chance, wow, I can't believe I remember his name. Chance, I could go either way with. Olivia has said that she's gotten like a player of the year or best overall or whatever most of the years she's played. So she's got something going for her. And Courtney, I have no idea. You know, she might be super athletic and super competitive, or she might be scared of her own shadow. It could go either way with her. I have no idea. So yeah, I don't know. Let's see what they
Those
say.
are
Totally different
balanced
vibe.
teams.
Totally different vibe
Totally
team
different
though.
vibes.
This is also such a badass team, but I feel like this is like they all feel like independent minds that are coming together to try to be like,
Yeah.
this is what I'm bringing to the table.
Yeah.
You know what I
think,
mean?
and even within that, like, Hot Dog Team has Angela.
By the way, I say everything I've said. I know I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm going off of very very little information on these people. So you know, I'm just throwing it out there, just throwing out an idea, but I really don't know. I
think
could be
Angela's
way
like
off.
a wild card.
Yeah.
But a very energetic wild card.
Yeah.
Whereas the Dairy Cows has Olivia, who is a wild
Angela
card.
is
but
a
much
wild
more, like,
card.
Subdued. It's like
Yeah.
you're just gonna pull out a win out of nowhere. And
Exactly.
we didn't realize it.
But
Yeah.
Chance is going to be super powered up. I think
I think
it's smart
Chance is
that
gonna be
they.
competitive too.
I think it's smart that they split
Okay.
Chance up with Angela and
Yeah.
even Arasha because I feel like that's going to cause some amazing friction.
Chance and Angela, that could be the beef of the games.
See, somebody said that earlier that there's going to be that Chance and Angela. I think it was Tommy and Angela talking about that, saying that Chance and Angela are going to be like at each other, going to be really, really competitive against each other at each other's throats. So they know each other very well because they're all saying kind of the same things. So, and if there is going to be a big beef and a lot of trash talk between, I could see Angela being a trash talker, just in general. She's just going to talk a lot of craziness. Angela just strikes me as the type is just going to talk crazy. And if that's the case and it's her and Chance back and forth, I look forward to seeing that. That could just that butting of heads could be a lot of fun to watch.
So
It
and
could.
could be
It
the
could be
hot
bad.
dog.
It could be the hot dog.
too.
That's kind of what I'm also thinking. I'm like, what are the rivalries we're gonna see? And Angela and Chance is pretty
Definitely.
crazy.
They can be on the same team and there's going to be a rivalry.
Right.
Like they'll show up and be like, all right, everybody, like we're going to
Really?
try to win this game together.
Right.
And Angela will be like, no, you, I'm going to do the most. He'll be like, bitch. And then
Yeah,
it's-
exactly.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Oh.
Okay.
Have you pooped today? No, I'm kidding. You and Courtney, different teams.
Yeah.
Nah.
How's that going to be?
Whoa, what?
I don't know. We've faced off.
Because they're married. Might be a little bit of loyalty to the teams versus loyalty to the spouse type of issues there,
against each other plenty of times in summer games.
Uh-oh.
I will say Courtney is she's a killer in
Powerhouse.
summer games.
She is a
does
killer.
really
Okay.
well.
I could see that.
Always did really well in a lot of the physical games. So with some of these mind games, I'm going to be curious. I think she'll do really well. I don't know all the games, and I also know like with these games and how we do stuff nowadays, like it's going to be tricky,
Yep.
right? I don't think the how to win is going to be a clear cut thing.
I don't.
Very good point too. Athleticism, I've been kind of talking about that, but that's just one aspect, and it kind of depends on what the games are as to who's going to do well and who's going to, kind of suffer through it. Yeah, I think the games are going to be what decides who does well and who doesn't. True for any series of games in a tournament style competition. So